Hello friends, Advocate Ketaki here. Today we are going to discuss next and new unit of our legal awareness program. But before starting, I would like to share one of my experience with you. So 2 months back, one of my friend called me. He was so panicked and was so tense. So I asked him what happened. So he said that he got three messages one by one after the interval of 15 to 20 minutes that 20,000 rupees was debited from your account. And he was so panicked and tense that what happened? 60,000 rupees was debited from my account and how? What's went wrong? So I asked him whether you have given your debit card to someone else. So he said no. So I asked couple of questions that before 2 3 days, have you gone somewhere? Have you lost your card? Or have you got any call? Was asking your details and have you given any of your bank details or your card detail to anyone on call? So he said from means since morning he was at home only and he's having his card with him, but he's mentioned me that an hour before he was trying to do a transaction with Google Pay from his account to his mother's account. Okay, and he did 5,000 rupees transaction, but that was failed. Okay, but money got deducted from his account. So he thought just let's talk with the customer care. So he searched customer care number of Google Pay from Google itself. He got one mobile number. He called on that number. So the authority of customer care number he mentioned and he direct my friend all the things. He asked couple of questions. When you have done this, what happened? Which message you got? And then that customer care authority asked my friend to download one app. Name of that app is AnyDesk. Okay, my friend downloaded that app. Then that person asks PIN code and OTP which he got. Then he said after doing all these formalities, that customer care executive said within half an hour your problem will be solved and whichever 5,000 rupees was debited from your account, you will get that back. So my friend was relaxed. So he got कि चलो अच्छा मिल जाएंगे मुझे मेरे 5,000 rupees. But rather than getting 5,000 rupees back, he lost his 60,000 rupees. Okay, why? Because my friend became a victim of cybercrime. Yes, my dear friends, you may got like this some calls and while in excitement or by unknowingly, you pass your private information, okay, which which can be harmful, which can be made very harmful or dangerous for you. So today our topic is cybercrime. Okay, cybercrime in India. So let's start. Let me share my screen. Okay, friends. So today our topic is cyber law. Okay, I have divided this topic cyber law part 1 and part 2 as this is a very huge topic. Okay, and I have lot of things to share with you. So I have divided this unit 6 in part 1 and part 2. So in part 1 we are going to see the knowledge and study of cyber law. So let's start. In this unit, we are going to see, we'll first discuss the content of this unit with you. Introduction, concept of cybercrime, types of cybercrime, then examples to illustrate cybercrime so that we will come to know. Legal provisions, meaning of cyber law. Now if crime is there, of course, we need to manage and we need to provide a law to restrict that activities. Then categories of cybercrime, cyber law in India, and it will see need of cyber law in India, importance of cyber law, does cyber law concern me as a citizen, advantages of cyber law, cybercrime against person, against property, and against government. And at last, why we do need to fight against cybercrime. Okay, so let's start then one by one. So first introduction. Now we use internet, okay, on daily basis. Just see, I'm delivering you lecture and you can see and you can study this all these subjects and this program because of internet only. So internet has become a very basic need of our life. All right. So with this basic need, cyber crimes is criminal activity at itself, cyber and crime. So crime is what? Any criminal activity that either targets or uses a computer or a computer network or a networked device. Okay, so initially we were using internet specifically for sharing information and for the purpose of research. Okay, but now if you see the scenario, now we are using internet for e-learning, then e-governance, e-business, e-commerce. Every day we used to purchase something online. So that is by using internet only. Okay, and cyber law, which is governing the cyber space, is whatever activity we are going to do on internet is known as cyber space. So cyber crime is committed by cyber criminals or hackers who want to get money. Okay, who want to make money. So cyber crime, of course, you get that is a criminal activity which targets the computer or which use the computer to do this criminal activity. So cybercrime is carried out by individuals or organization. It can be an individual, one person, or can be an organization, group of persons. So some cyber criminals are organized, okay? They use advanced techniques and are highly technically skilled. So it is very, very difficult to solve that problem, to tackle that problem, okay? And that's why cyber law or cyber crime is a bit tricky space, okay? Because they use a very advanced technique, and to control them, we need a more advanced technique than them. Okay, and some are novice hackers. Novice hackers means what? New person or beginners in the field of hacking. So let's see the concept of cybercrime. In simple way, we can say that cybercrime is used unlawful act wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or both. Okay. So by using computer, unlawful act can be carried out. Is known as cybercrime. Cybercrimes can involve criminal activities that are traditional in nature. Okay, so traditional in nature criminal activity जो traditional in nature हो सकते तो वो क्या है? As a theft, okay, और एज अ फ्रॉड हम फ्रॉड कर सकते हैं. जैसे ट्रेडिशनली हम करते थे फ्रॉड, वैसे ही साइबर क्राइम में भी फ्रॉड्स होते हैं, लाइक फॉर्जरी, डिफमेशन व्हिच इज अगेन अ वेरी सीरियस क्राइम, एंड मिसचिफ. ओके, all of this subject which are related to Indian Penal Code. Now you know Indian Penal Code, which is our act, deals with the crime and their punishment. So cybercrime, which activities that are traditional in nature, okay, that involve traditional in nature like theft, fraud, forgery, defamation and mischief. तो इनके लिए भी हमारे पास एक्ट बनाया हुआ है and it enact all the punishments also regarding to this. But the very important aspect, government ने तो law बनाया है, but as I said, cyber law is very tricky part, okay, to control. And the thing कि हम कब इसे control कर सकते हैं? Only the important thing is that when citizen involvement is there, then only we can control cyber law. So there are actually the basic three crimes in which we need citizens or people's involvement. Those are cybercrime, second is narcotics, and third is terrorism. In those three crimes, we can't control them without people's support or their cooperation or their awareness. All right, so sometime in excitement, as I said, we used to pass our information, okay? That might be private information. So I'll give you three scenarios. अगर किसी एक सीनियर सिटीजन है 50-60 year old एक इंसान है एक आदमी है he made a Facebook account. He put a 16-year or 18-year-old girl as a desktop picture. He put some fancy information in that account and he sent you friend request. So what you will think? कि ये account किसी 18-year girl का है and you will accept that request, correct? In second scenario, if you got a call, okay, you got a call saying that we are bank representative and they are asking some of your informations, okay, like bank account number, full name, date of birth, card number, CVV number, and if you're giving that number, okay, you're giving for some, you thought, array, huh, it's some genuine call, and you're giving that information, okay. And third scenario, you got a mail which has attachment, okay, and saying that you won some this cash and that lottery ticket, then you are only who will download that mail, who will download that attachment. So in तीनों भी situation में आप खुद information दे रहे हो या तो आप खुद information ले रहे हो, ठीक है? That's why cyber law is known as crime between you and your device. जैसे कि आपको कोई भी नहीं कहेगा कि आप रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट मत करो, ओके, या कोई भी आपको नहीं बताएगा कि अरे भाई क्यों इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हो किसी अननोन पर्सन को, आपकी प्राइवेट इंफॉर्मेशन, आपके बैंक डिटेल्स, या तो नोबडी विल कम एंड से कि डोंट डाउनलोड दिस अटैचमेंट, ओके, यू इटसेल्फ आप ही वो डाउनलोड कर रहे हो, आप ही इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर कर रहे हो एंड आप ही रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेस या एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हो. तो कोई भी आपको नहीं बोलेगा, कोई भी आपको नहीं रोकेगा. The one person can stop you is yourself. Okay, so you need knowledge, then you need awareness, then only you will think about it and then only you will implement it. कि जरूरी है मुझे ऐसे इंफॉर्मेशन पास करना या जरूरी नहीं है. अगर इन केस नहीं है तो you should not give any information to any unknown person. You will not download any attachment or any mail which you feel it's a fraudulent. Okay, so awareness is very important. So cyber crimes in two ways. Okay, तो basic two ways क्या है? The computer as a target. Crimes in which computer works as a target, कि computer पे harm होता है. So using a computer to attack other computers. For example, hacking, virus, worm attack or DOS attack. So I'll explain you what is DOS attack. And the second way, computer as a weapon. We use computer as a weapon to attack or to do any crime. How we use computer as a weapon? Using a computer to commit a real world crime. So which are real world crimes? Cyber terrorism, IPR violation. IPR means intellectual property rights. We'll see that in detail. So credit card frauds, as I said, you may got any call like saying that we are bank representative, EFT frauds or pornography, etc. All are the crimes. So several type of crime we'll see. I just listed you one by one cyber crimes which can be happen, like email and internet fraud, identity fraud, where personal information is stolen and it get used. Okay, then you know very well, if you have seen a session of constitution, you know the personal information is our right, fundamental right. Okay, it is going to be violated here by identity fraud. Next is theft of financial or card payment data, theft and sale of corporate data, cyber extortion. This is also happening. Okay, demanding money to prevent a threatened attack, ransomware attacks, a type of, again, it is a type of cyber extortion only, cryptojacking, where hackers mine cryptocurrency using resources, okay, they do not own. That resources they do not want, but they ask money for that. And the last is cyber espionage, where hackers access government or company data. Now we'll see one by one some cybercrime examples. Okay, so malware attack. What is that? We'll see. It is a malware attack where a computer system or network is infected with a computer virus or other type of malware. You must have experienced this. Okay, so computer compromised by malware could be used by cyber criminals or for several purposes. For any of the purposes they can use. So a computer compromised by malware could be used by criminals for several purposes. It includes by stealing confidential data, using the computer to carry other criminal acts also, or causing damage of data. So one of the very famous example I'll discuss with you, that is WannaCry, okay, ransom attack. That is a global cybercrime committed in May 2016. The name is WannaCry. So in ransomware is a type of malware used to extort money by holding the victim's data. Okay, that hacker will hold your data and they'll extort money against it. So what happened? WannaCry is the type of ransomware which targeted all the computers running Microsoft Windows. Okay, and when the WannaCry ransomware attack hit, 230,000 computers were affected across 150 countries. That's why it is a global cybercrime. So users were locked out their files and sent message demanding that they pay a Bitcoin ransom to again access. So in that cybercrime, what happened? People were get their files and folders blocked, and they were not able to access their files, their data. And they got a message that they need to pay Bitcoin to again have it again re-access it. So worldwide, the WannaCry cybercrime is estimated to have caused $4 billion financial loss. So such a huge criminal activity. Next is distributed DOS attack, in which you'll see, as you said, it must be for lot of devices. Distributed DOS attack, it is also called as DDoS, okay, are a type of cybercrime attack that criminals use to bring down a system or a network. Okay, bring down means to slow it down, or to just they're not working at all. Sometimes connected IoT means Internet of Things devices to use to launch DDoS attacks. Sometimes they use devices, such devices which are connected to the internet to launch this attack. So what happened in this attack? Very famous example, again in 2017, this attack in UK National Lottery website. What happened? This brought the lottery's website and mobile apps offline, totally offline. So it prevent UK citizens from playing. They not at all able to play this lottery game of National Lottery game of UK because of this DDoS attack. And the next is phishing. Okay, the name itself explains you that a phishing campaign is when spam emails or other forms of communication are sent and masses to huge number of people with the intention of tricking recipients into doing something that undermines their security. Okay. Then security or the security of organization they work for, any which way. So the famous example of phishing scam from 2018, that in one of which is took place in World Cup, okay, at that time. So according to reports, the World Cup phishing scam involved emails that were sent to all football fans. And the email was tried to promise to the fans that with a fake free trip to Moscow, where the World Cup was being hosted. People who opened and clicked on that link contained in these emails had their personal data stolen. So it is known as phishing. Now, categories of cybercrime. There are different categories of cybercrime. I have listed one by one. Cybercrime against person, which is serious offense. Cyber stalking, impersonation, loss of privacy, transmission of offense material, and harassment with the use of computer. The next category is cybercrime against property. So against property कैसे हो सकता है cyber crime? So with the help of computer in the sense computer, mobile, or the digital devices. Unauthorized computer trespassing. As I said to my friend that customer care executive, they said to download one app that is AnyDesk. What happened with that app? One person can access your device with this AnyDesk. So never download this AnyDesk if anyone or unknown person told you to do so. Okay, through AnyDesk they can access whole of your mobile and they can transfer money. They can access your Gmail account. They can access your Google Pay or your net banking, whatever they can do. Okay, so unauthorized computer trespassing, computer vandalism, transmission of harmful programs like viruses or worm, chipooning or funds from financial institutions, stealing secret information and data. And the last category is cybercrime against government. So what that means? Hacking of government websites, cyber extortion, cyber terrorism, and computer virus are falls under the category of cybercrime against government. Okay, so if I tell you the worldwide ratio, okay, of cybercrime, then India has raised 457% raise in cybercrime. Okay, and that data is of up to 2016. So India became vulnerable in cybercrime, and the reason because digital illiteracy and immaturity. Okay, so if we'll see worldwide data, then the cybercrime, US contributing 23% of cybercrime of worldwide data. China has 9%, Germany has 6%, and India has 3%. Okay, actually, which is too much. We need to get aware about cyber crimes so that we can prevent by getting victim of cybercrime. So to stop all these things, okay, we'll see the legal provisions for cybercrime. So this is actually a new field, and when we were using internet, nobody come to know कि ये इतना seriously platform हो सकता है criminals के लिए. Because initially we use internet just for research purpose or for sharing information. So cyber law is nothing but the law that governs the cyberspace. I said cyberspace means what? The space where we do all the activities with the help of internet, like virtual world or digital world, name of the same. So which is computer generated world or the internet. The users of cyberspace are increasing manifold, which in turn leads to the necessity of the law governing these users. So cyber law which governs the users of computer and internet. Okay? So they cannot do any unlawful activity or to stop or to keep an eye on unlawful activity. With the growth of the internet and its uses, Indian Parliament passed its first cyber law, that is Information Technology Act in 2000. Okay, it has so many objectives and advantage of this act. So this act validates the computer-based transactions. The act has introduced and legalized the authentication of electronic record by digital signature. Digital signatures take concept of a paper-based signature and that turns it into a fingerprints. Okay, that's the digital signature. There are so many. I have given you the advantages and the objectives of cyber law. Further, this act provides the offenses and the punishments for committing the same offenses. Some of are hacking, cyber terrorism, or child pornography. Okay. So this act deals with the cyber crime as well as electronic commerce, and it is based on United Nations model of e-commerce 1996. This law is applicable across the India. ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, मतलब क्वेश्चन कैन बी राइज इन योर माइंड दैट ठीक है, इट इज दिस लॉ इज एप्लीकेबल अक्रॉस द इंडिया, बट अगर कोई इंडिया के बाहर है एंड इज डूइंग क्राइम इन इंडिया, ओके, विद द हेल्प ऑफ कंप्यूटर और द नेटवर्क सिस्टम, तो क्या होगा? Then this law also applicable to the other nationality citizens if the crime is they do that crime, they consume that crime in India, then it is applicable to them also. Okay. So next we'll see the meaning of cyber law. So the cyber law is also called as IT law because the full name is actually Information Technology Act 2000. So this law is the law regarding information technology, including computers and internet. It will include your education if it is online, information you are sending online, e-commerce means you are doing any purchase or selling activity online, or you are having entertainment online. All these things will included in this law. It is related to legal informatics and supervise the digital circulations of information, software, information security, and e-commerce. IT law does not consist a separate area of law. Rather, it encloses aspect of contract, intellectual property, privacy, and data protection laws. Means all those aspects will again involve in IT law. Because in each and every field now we are using internet, and intellectual property is the key element of IT law. Why key element of IT law? Intellectual property means what? Like patent or any intellectual property, okay, like our song, music industry, which is or art, craft, any tune, movie, all are known as intellectual properties. Copyrights, patent, all are included in intellectual property. So IT law specially give protection to intellectual properties. So cyber law in India, we will see the need and the importance of it. First, we'll see the need, why it is needed. Do you think it is needed? We need any law regarding to internet or cyberspace? So yes, it is actually very important to have such law, because today there are many disturbing things happening in cyberspace. Due to the anonymous nature of the internet, it is possible to engage into a variety of criminal activities with impunity, with impunity, and people with intelligence have been grossly misusing this aspect of the internet to perpetuate criminal activities in cyberspace. Okay, जैसे हर एक चीज के बीच से ना कि two faces of a coin, अच्छे users भी है और some used to do misuse also of that thing. So that's why we have a law. Hence the need of cyber law in India. Now we'll see importance of it. It covers all transaction over internet. It keeps eye on all activities over internet, and it touches every action every action and every reaction of cyberspace. So the next is, you may have question, does cyber law concern me? Me as a student, me as a citizen, me as a senior citizen, or me as a housewife at home, or me as a child? Whether cyber law concern me? So the answer is yes, cyber law concerns you. So why? From the time you register your domain name to the time you set up your website, to the time you promote your website, or you send and receive emails, you conduct electronic commerce transactions on the sale site. Electronic transaction is what? Any purchase or sale, okay? At every point of time, when you are opening your Facebook account, when you're using WhatsApp, so at every point of time, there are various cyber law issues involved. So yes, cyber law concerns you, me, and each and every citizen. So what are the advantages of cyber law? The IT Act attempts to change outdated laws and provides ways to deal with the cybercrime. Of course, which laws we have are so old laws, so IT law outdated it and provide a new way to deal with the crime. Organizations are now able to carry e-commerce using a legal infrastructure provided by the Act. Now, digital signature also introduced. It has opened the doors for the entry of corporate companies, okay, for issuing digital signature certificates, and so many things they have added. That's why it has a lot of advantage of cyber law. So we'll see very important thing again, cyber crimes against, there are three basic types of cyber crime: against person, against property, and against government, as we have listed. We have seen the list before. So what is the cyber crime against person? It includes various crimes like transmission of child pornography. This is very serious offense. Okay. Next is harassment of anyone with the use of a computer, such as email and cyber stalking and trafficking, disturbing, posting, and dissemination of offense material. Okay, all are the crime against person. What we say is a crime against property. These crimes include unauthorized computer trespassing through cyberspace, computer vandalism, transmission of harmful programs, and unauthorized possession of computerized information. जैसे if अगर आप उस कॉलेज में या स्कूल में हो and you got a pen drive which is not your, which not belong to you, but you keep that pen drive. It has some private information like photos, videos, and you keep that with you. So that is a crime. Okay? Unauthorized possession of computerized information. That is a crime against property. Now, what is crime against government? Cyber terrorism is one distinct kind of crime in this category, and this crime manifests itself into a terrorism when an individual cracks into a government or a military maintained website. अगर ऐसे hack हो जाती है, then it will consider as a cybercrime against a government. So, what do you think, my friend? Is there important to fight against cybercrime? What do you think? It is really important, or we can just neglect it? So, no. It is very, very important to fight against a cybercrime. You can be a victim of cybercrime, and that lead you to the very high damages to you, your personality, your property, okay, or your private data, maybe. Financially also you may have loss. So we all must remember that cyberspace is a common heritage of ours, which we have inherited in our lifetimes from the benefits of ever-growing technologies. Now technology is growing, so we need benefits of it. Okay, हमें misuse नहीं करना है, ठीक है? या तो अगर misuse हो रहा है तो we should be alert, we should be aware of it कि वो misuse हमारे लिए ना, we should not become a victim of this cybercrime. So this cyberspace is the lifeline of the entire universe. Now we are running on internet only. You are studying on internet. We can pass information through internet. So it became a lifeline for the entire universe. And given its irreversible position today, it is the duty of every citizen to contribute towards making the said cyberspace free of any trouble and or any cyber crime. So as I said, if we want to control, we want to tackle this cyber crime, people or citizen awareness is very, very important, and people contribution is very important. You yourself can resist this cybercrime. As I said, nobody else will come and tell you, okay, don't give your information, don't accept this friend request. We don't know behind that profile who is there. Nobody is going to tell you. But you yourself can be remain safe if you are aware. Okay, if you are aware, if you know, and if you think about it. और बस इतना ही enough नहीं है, इतना ही sufficient नहीं है to get you have awareness, you know, implementation also necessary. स्टूडेंट क्या करते हैं, टाइम पास में चलो ये काम कर दिया, बट नो माय डियर फ्रेंड, दैट विल लीड यू टू द वेरी डेंजरस स्टेट. ओके, सो स्टॉप इट. अगर ऐसे कोई भी साइबर क्राइम, इफ यू फील अवेयर इट, और दूसरों को भी अवेयर करो. जैसे आपके घर में एल्डर्स है, tell them, कोई भी banker will not ask you for pin code, okay, for pin or for OTP. So don't give your personal information to anyone. So my dear friends, thank you for your attention. Okay, and if you have any doubt or any queries, then your questions are welcome. And thank you for giving me opportunity to share my knowledge. I hope this session will be useful for you. Thank you.